Hi, Michelle here. I thought that today's video I'd do something a little bit different. And I have 7 Hoyas here that I am really having a lot of trouble with. So I thought what I'd do today is show you these Hoyas and we talk about it and let's get started. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider giving it a thumbs up. If you like this video and like to see more planting related content from me, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below. I do like to interact with my comment section, so I will get back to you. So on with the Hoyas, as you could probably see from the little table sitting next to me. I have them all sitting here waiting. And I have one that grabbed me and fell. I'll have to play Frank Sinatra's The End, because in the end, I think I will be cleaning pond off my floor. But because it was so anxious to go on camera, I will show it first. This is my clemensiorum. And this plant, you would think, oh, it's going great. It's got 5 leaves. No. This plant has stayed like this forever. It has no nodes on this stem. Well, it has one. It has a node right there. But no other nodes on this long stem. Not even the pretend of a node. I look at the cup and there's some roots coming out the bottom. They feel good. So that's good. But I wish that it would grow more. I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put it on a trellis. But the hard thing about this clemensiorum is I have it on the bottom shelf of my cabinet, and that's the short shelf. So if I put this on a trellis, it's going to have to be a small trellis. And I don't know if this clemensiorum is going to like that or not. So that's why this is a troubling Hoya to me, is I don't really know what to do with this. Do I trellis this? Do I leave this go? Do I let this climb up the side of my cabinet? What do I do with it? Put your comments and suggestions in the comment section below and tell me what you would do with this, because it's really troubling me. The next Hoya is kind of along the same lines. This is my gading. As you see, it's got leaves on it. I just took a cutting a few weeks ago. I took a cutting there as well. But if you look at the roots, nothing has really grown yet. I had a leaf fall off this about 2 weeks ago. It yellowed and just fell off, but it was in the base of the plant. It was actually in the pond. So I think that's why it died. These leaves all feel good. They feel turgid. They feel strong and thick and cardboard-like. This one feels a little flimsy, and this one, which is the newest one, feels a little flimsy, but they don't feel dehydrated. But it is concerning me. It is bothering me because it's not growing and it's kind of teetering on the edge. Is there something wrong with it? Is there not something wrong with it? Is it going to grow? Is it not going to grow? Normally gading bounces back really fast after, you snip a cutting off, but mine is not doing anything. And my daughter's is just huge. Mine is not. So the second Hoya that is giving me a lot of problems is the gading. The third Hoya to give me problems is I have to keep an eye on this. This is a spartioides, and the reason why I have this on this is troubling me plant is because I got it for Christmas and it's not doing anything. It's not growing. It's not really doing anything. It has the tiniest little growth tip. But if you look and see, it's brown and dehydrated. So to me, it looks like that's just the tip where they cut it, not a growth tip. I don't see an active growth tip. My God. I do
What?
see a mealybug, maybe. I don't know what that is. If you can see that at the very base of the stem, right there on that peduncle, I looked at it in my camera, and it's not a. I'll put the picture up. It's not a mealybug. You tell me what you think it is. I'll spray some bug spray on it anyway. But this is definitely causing me concern. I put it in the low shelf with all the plants that get high light. And I don't know if you can see this, but the peduncle tips have turned purple. So they are getting sun stressed. See, the base is green and the tips are purple. So it's definitely getting a lot of sun. I moved it into that position because it was in a cabinet with high humidity but low light. So I figured, okay, well, this isn't working to spur growth, so I'll put it in extra high light and see what happens. Maybe that was a little too much light, so I'll back it off a little and put it in a cabinet on a shelf with more normal light, at least on a shelf that's at a normal height. But this is my third plant that's giving me a really hard time, and that is my spartioides. Oh, we're getting to the good ones now. Okay, this is my tangjungensis. I have a real problem with small leaf Hoyas. As you can see by this leaf right here, I just watered it right before filming. It does have new growth right there at the tip, so that's good. This side doesn't have any new growth yet, but this one does. I wish that this leaf wouldn't fall off, but it is the bottom, almost the bottommost leaf. It is in the substrate. But I have a problem with tangjungensis, Matilde, Hoyas with Dischidia. What's that? Dischidia hirsuta. I have a real problem with these types of Hoyas, just because I can't get the watering right. They like to stay moist. I forget. I dry them out. So the leaves yellow and fall off. I think this is like the fourth leaf that's fallen off. I wish I could keep them alive. I'm hoping that I keep this one alive. I still have a chance. It's not gone yet, but this is my tangjungensis. Okay, we have 3 left. The first one is my, what is this? I'm drawing a blank. I'm going to have to put it on the screen. I've had it so long and it's been rooting so long. Species Bahoi, that's what it is. As you can see, it has roots now. It's ready to go in a pot, maybe in another week or 2. These roots look good and healthy. The leaves are finally nice and turgid. I got this plant about 6 months ago. I know, 6 months ago. The plant arrived to me rooted with in sphagnum moss, and I pulled it out of sphagnum moss to check the roots, and I was surprised to see no stem on the node and just a few little dried up roots. So what we did was we cut this, we put this in water and we let it grow. It grew a new shoot, a new growth spike that grew a new leaf. And so I cut that and I gave it to my daughter because we were going to split this plant. And it was my hope that this plant would produce more new growth. I had it in a net pot, and unfortunately, it just got too dry near the top because this is so narrow. You have to keep it, the water so close to the top, or else it'll just the water will evaporate and it'll be too dry near the top where the plant is. So I learned my lesson on that one. So in another couple of weeks when this is ready, I will plant it in a self-watering pot, but I will keep the water almost all the way to the top. That way I know these roots are not going to get dehydrated no more. But, just for sheer agony of getting this plant ready, the species Bahoi definitely qualifies as a plant that's giving me trouble. I told you I would show you plants that are really giving me a hard time. This is my krohniana black. Yes, it is in pieces. This was in a video I filmed about rerooting a plant. And I wanted to show you this because this is sometimes what happens when you try to reroot a plant. Or you go and you take a look at a plant and the roots are crap. And so you remove the roots. Sometimes the whole plant takes a nosedive and you have to cut up the whole plant. That's what I had to do with this krohniana black. You probably won't be able to see it, but some of these leaves were so thin. See if you can see them. They were paper thin by the time I took a look at it. See how paper thin that is? And if you can see how it kind of has a cup effect and it's got raised edges on a leaf. That's when you know it's so severely dehydrated that the roots definitely have to have a problem. And I was fooling myself. I fooled myself when I filmed that video thinking, hey, you can aggressively trim those roots and nothing's going to happen. I was like a bull in a china closet. Some of my plants got really affected by that. This krohniana black was one of them. I didn't have to cut them all up, that's for sure, but I did have to do some rehab on some of them. Nothing quite like this, but it's salvageable. I found a vessel that fits them all, and that's half the battle with cuttings because you need to have a vessel that'll hold them in place so that the leaves don't get in the water and they don't foul the water as I used to call it in the family. I give these about a month to go ahead and reroot again. I'm not worried about them. I know they will. And then when I do that, I will retrellis them and I'll have a plant again all over like before. Maybe not exactly like before because I had to cut up the long strands into shorter pieces, but pretty close. So, the lesson being, work with your plants, try aggressive things with your plants, but expect to have some failures. This is one. And my last plant is in a bag. This is my undulata. As you can see, I'm going to take it out of the bag and so you can see why it's in the bag. The reason it's in the bag is because this is the state of its node. I've had to cut off 6 leaves so far because this node keeps eroding. It keeps turning into a dried stem and with no sap. It keeps dying. It died all the way up the stem. I'm hoping that when I cut this yesterday, there was stem. I was advised to put it in moss, that is a good way to root Hoyas that are node only, no stem. So that's what I'm doing with this. Tricky to get it back in the bag. thank you for joining me today as I go through 7 Hoyas that are giving me a lot of trouble this month. The month of February is a short month. It is February, isn't it? It's a short month, but it's jam-packed with a lot of things to do before the spring season starts. I hope that taking care of these 7 plants will help make me jumpstart for spring as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up to let me know you enjoyed it, or give me a comment or suggestion down below. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.